Well, brute force has been Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir's go-to approach to deal with dissent. The internal turmoil on the ground is only deepening, with Islamabad facing different types of crises on four fronts. Can it really avoid another 1971 when East Pakistan seceded from Pakistan to become the independent country of Bangladesh? Afghanistan's former vice president, who has been a vocal critic of the Pakistani military's policies, stirred up a hornet's nest recently. With this rather cryptic post, he said, I'm quoting, "There are preliminary signs that a new country will be born in our region. Guess its name," quote unquote. While he did not identify which territory he was referring to, his comment coming at a very significant time when Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Balochistan have seen growing calls for freedom. In Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, thousands of supporters of the civil society group JAAC have been on a sit-in since the 9th of June. We've been telling you about this. The protests were originally indicted by that ban on JAAC, which basically put forth 38 demands, including the abolition of 12 seats in the so-called Legislative Assembly, which are dominated by Pakistanis. But then the movement has also grown bigger. And in a big embarrassment for the Munir-led military establishment, PoK has been seeing slogans seeking freedom from Pakistan. Protesters have clearly earmarked the Pakistani government and military as quote-unquote illegal occupiers. And with the protesters warning of a long march to Muzaffarabad if the Pakistan government does not fulfill their demands, an additional 8,000 rangers and heavy weaponry reportedly have been deployed in PoK after 9 people were killed as Munir's forces opened fire on innocent civilians. The UN has stepped in as well, calling for an impartial probe into the killings in PoK. Listen to this.
Some of the group's leaders have subsequently been arrested. The criminalisation of a civil society organisation and imposition of strict limitations on gatherings raise serious concerns about infringements on the rights to freedom of expression, peaceful assembly and association.
Let's also tell you about what's happening as far as Balochistan is concerned. Remember, it accounts for nearly 44% of Pakistan's area. And there, the situation is no better. As per human rights activist Mir Baloch rebels now control 85% of Balochistan's territory and are ready to throw out Munir's forces by the end of this year. The Baloch Liberation Army, meanwhile, has stepped up its attacks since January this year by targeting Munir's forces. Early this month itself, at least 42 people, most of whom were security personnel, were killed in 3 attacks by the Baloch. In subsequent operations, in fact, the Pakistan forces claim to have killed 129 militants. As per the South Asia Terrorism Portal, 532 Pakistan security personnel have lost their lives in Balochistan this year. On the other hand, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan continues to pose a major challenge in the neighboring Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Attacks and targeted killings are on the rise, reportedly. On the 15th of July, for example, 3 policemen were killed and at least 20 others were injured when militants ambushed a security convoy and carried out a suicide attack on a police station. Pakistan claimed to have killed 24 militants thereafter in a series of operations. Now, the Jamaat-Ulema-e-Islam chief, Fazlur Rahman, also seems to have read the writing on the wall. A politically ambitious cleric who has often picked a side based on the on-ground situation and sentiment, in a way, Rahman has been taking on the military in the last few months itself. Addressing a lawyers' convention in Islamabad, he exposed how Pakistan does not honor its own soldiers.
कि तुम्हारे नजर में अपने शहीद की क्या कदर कीमत है, क्या बता सकते हो? आज तक कौम को तुमने बताया कि कारगिल में आपके कितने जवान शहीद हुए और आपने वहां से कितने शुहदा के जनाजे वसूल किए, जरा बताओ तो सही।
That's not all. The veteran politician also flagged how Pakistan had increasingly become isolated because of its tensions on its borders.
पाकिस्तान की सरहद बंद है, अफगानिस्तान की सरहद बंद है, चीन आपके साथ कारोबार करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है।
Remember, the Afghanistan front is particularly on the boil after Pakistan escalated hostilities with the Afghan Taliban in February this year by conducting those airstrikes on alleged TTP camps in Afghanistan's Nangarhar and Paktika province. And this led to a series of attacks and counterattacks by the two sides. While it remains to be seen whether Amrullah Saleh's prediction comes true, it's increasingly clear at this point that Pakistan is confronting a rather uncomfortable security situation. It's a nightmare which continues to play out. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.